Two of Africa's most interesting geographical features are the Nile River system and Sahara Desert. The Nile is a north-flowing river considered the longest river in the world at 6,650 kilometers, 4,130 miles long. Covering almost one-third of the continent, the Sahara is the largest hot desert in the world. Topography includes areas of rock-strewn plains, rolling sand dunes and numerous sand seas. It ranges in elevation from 100 feet below sea level to peaks in the Ahaggar and Tibetsi Mountains that exceed 11,000 feet, 3,350 meters. Madagascar consists of three parallel longitudinal zones: the Central Plateau, the coastal strip in the east, and the zone of low plateaus and plains in the west. Situated between 2,500 and 4,500 feet, 800 and 1,400 meters above sea level, the plateau has been lifted and worn down several times and is tilted to the west. Three massifs are more than 8,500 feet, 2,600 meters high. Reunion is located about 680 kilometers east of Madagascar and 110 miles, 180 kilometers southwest of Mauritius. The west central area contains a mountain massif with three summits exceeding 9,000 feet, 2,740 meters. South of the equator, the rainy season lasts from October to May. During the wet season, thunderstorms often are violent but seldom last more than a few hours. The formation of cyclones in the Indian Ocean area is very likely. High thunderstorm activity from November till March can be expected along the Congo air boundary, which is another convergence zone formed by the northeast trade winds and southeast monsoon winds. Thunderstorms represent some of the worst dangers in aviation. The effects they have are most likely to be found in the form of turbulence, downburst, microburst, tornadoes, icing, lightning, hail, heavy rain, surface wind gusts, runway contamination, low status and bad visibility. Thunderstorms should be circumnavigated by at least 20 nautical miles wherever possible. To explain the workings of dust storms, we start by clarifying the difference between dust storms and sandstorms. Sand grains are larger and heavier than dust and generally cannot be carried as high into the air. Dust storms comprise smaller soil particles, which can be carried much higher into the atmosphere, sometimes thousands of feet. Dust storms are much more common than sandstorms. Damage caused by contaminated fuel can range from corrosion in the fuel cells and fuel system components, clogging of fuel filters, failure of instrumentation, or even blocking the fuel supply to the engine. Regular fuel sampling can help reduce problems with microbial growth and freezing associated with water in the system. It can also help identify if particulate contamination is present. Although all possible contingencies cannot be covered, especially due to the numerous state regulations, the procedures outlined in this chapter provide for the more frequent cases, such as the inability to maintain assigned flight level due to meteorological conditions, aircraft performance or pressurization failure, en route diversion across the prevailing traffic flow, and loss of or significant reduction in the required navigation capability. If prior clearance cannot be obtained until a revised clearance is received, the following contingency procedures should be employed, and the pilot shall advise air traffic control as soon as practicable, reminding them of the type of aircraft involved and the nature of the problem. In general terms, the aircraft should be flown at a flight level and on an offset track where other aircraft are least likely to be encountered. Specifically, the pilot shall leave the assigned route or track by initially turning at least 45 degrees to the right or to the left in order to acquire a same or opposite direction track offset 15 nautical miles from the assigned track center line. When possible, the direction of the turn should be determined by the position of the aircraft relative to any organized route or track system. Shortly after crossing the mountain range in northern Algeria, the routing brings us over the Sahara Desert for about 1,000 nautical miles. Track and distance to diversion alternates have to be followed up during the whole route. Weather information and minimum sector altitudes for possible diversions have to be kept in focus. Tamanrasset is a suitable airport in the middle of the desert and lies approximately halfway on our route over the Sahara. Due to its good infrastructure, it is used for en route alternate planning.